featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
I'm former Major League pitcher Andy Pettitte. I teamed up with Tunnel to Towers after seeing their life-changing work with military and first responder families. Now we're expanding our mission to help veterans struggling with homelessness. We want to help them rebuild their lives not only by giving them a home, but by providing the services they need. Please join me in donating at t2t.org.
My name is Wally Joyner. I was a first baseman for the Angels, Padres, Royals, and Braves. I give the Tunnel to Towers because of what they provide for the veterans, the military, the first responders, the police, the firemen who go out and put their lives in danger for our freedoms. I think it's an incredible charity, an incredible foundation. Their goals of helping the families that protect us. I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responder families with young children. Never forget.
Night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours with outstanding pools and big payouts. Here are some of our recent pools. The pool is over $214,000 on June 23rd and over $240,000 on May 26th. And the late pick four often has pools of over $150,000. And remember, our $10,000 pick six promo on Sundays. Night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos, Saturday and Sunday nights.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this Sunday as we wrap up another racing week right here from the studios at the South Point. The South Point studios is streaming at YouTube. Of course, our video here, and as well as the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your fabulous gaming capital of the world. We welcome you to the show. We wrap up racing Las Vegas style and the Sport of Kings this weekend. Special racing day today at Colonial Park. They're going to finally get the, I should say Colonial Downs. We finally are going to get the Arlington Million Card underway. It's happening today at Colonial Downs. So that's what we got there. And, of course, those 2 designated races that kept getting scratched and moved around, they'll be at Saratoga today. And so with the Debbie out of the way now and all of the, confusion and all of the bad weather that was associated with that storm and hurricane out of the way, we're getting back to normal now today. There are no cancellations, no cancellations today. So we welcome you to the Race Day Show. We also want to welcome all of our listeners on the other platforms that we have, like our local radio station here in town, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. And, of course, our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. iPhone and Android, got that covered with the apps. The KSHP app, of course, will get you listening to us. And, of course, the YouTube app will get you listening and watching us on your app there for your iPhones and your Androids and anywhere you get podcasting as well. So simply put, welcome to the Sunday Race Day Las Vegas radio program. Also, I got to talk about the weather now. The weather is nice around the country. However, the temperatures, can you believe it? There's going to be, there are portions of this great United States that may very well see cold rain and snow before the weekend is over. I can't believe how this weather changes so much. Temperatures right now here in Las Vegas, we're 89 degrees. We're going to get up to 105. So we're not in an excessive heat warning, but you still got to stay hydrated, okay? So remember that. It's 105. It's going to be 105 out there. Always fast, firm, and perfect, and great weather conditions, though, in the race book here at the South Point. 90 degrees in Miami. We'll get to 90 today. New York will get to 82. Southern California is going to be just a tick under 90. It's going to be 89 degrees there, so should be a little bit cooler at Del Mar because it's right along the shoreline there by San Diego. Phoenix, Arizona will top out at 106, and that's the highest temperature reading in the nation for today, Phoenix, Arizona. As far as the weather is concerned, a little bit, little pockets of rain, overcast and clouds, and here in the Southwest, especially here in Las Vegas, we do get that monsoon condition once in a while. We had some yesterday. In fact, by my house, it just poured rain for about 15 minutes. It was really funny. I looked out the window. One side got clouds and it was pouring, and the other side you could see the sun. So that's what happens during these monsoons. And that's just about the only weather conditions that we'll have today for racing around the country. As I say, today, Colonial Downs will have that Arlington Million Card. We're going to go over that with Jonathan Hardoon, who got off the schneid yesterday, threw his caps away, and he had 2 winners for us out of 2 picks on yesterday's show. So let's keep the mojo going with Jonathan. And those contingency races at Saratoga, the Saratoga Derby and the 4-Star Dave will be held today as well. They'll be the last 2 races on the card. I understand that Saratoga has put an extra pick 4 and pick 5 that covers those races. Now, yesterday they did the same thing. They had a special provisional pick 4 and pick 5 with the races that were canceled. They went over those, etc. And there were some places around the country and here in Las Vegas that they were not approved to get that, so we couldn't do that. But it is available now. The pick 4, there'll be a special pick 4 and a special pick 5, in addition to the regular pick 4s and pick 5s today at Saratoga, that will encompass the 2 races at the end of the program, the Saratoga Derby and the 4-Star Dave, which will be held today. So we get everything going. And by the way, Ellis Park has a big day of racing. Ellis Park has 6 stakes races today, including their Oaks, their Derby, their Debutante, their Juvenile, and 2 more stakes races on top of that. Emerald Downs has 4 stakes races today. They'll conduct their Derby, their Oaks, and the Long Acres Mile that has a rich history in the Northwest. Long Acres Mile renews today at Emerald Downs, and of course Saratoga will have their regular stakes race in addition to the 2 the overlaid ones. And Monmouth Park will also host a stakes race today, and of course Del Mar as well. In fact, Del Mar has a nice Grade 3 going on there today. So we're going to get everything set and ready to go. Now, as far as Colonial Downs and the Arlington races are concerned, we do have some scratches there because with the carryover into today, there were some horses that some barns were looking for their horses, both at the 4-Star Dave and the the Arlington Million, etc., and some of the other races. So I'll give you the scratches in just a moment as we have them. We do know that Frankie Dettori will be taking over on the favorite in the Secretariat, replacing Brian Hernandez, because Brian Hernandez had commitments at Ellis Park today for stakes races there at Ellis Park. So because they switched the races from Saturday to today, he had to give up his mount in the Secretariat, and Mr. Dettori picked that up. Frankie Dettori picked that up. So here we go with the scratches in the stakes races today at Colonial Downs. In the Petra Malo Mile, the Petra Malo Mile is the 5th race on the card. Scratch the 4, Regalo. Number 4, Regalo, is out of that race. You go to the Andy Guest Stakes. That's the 7th race on the card. Scratch the 1, Love Appeals. The 1, Love Appeals, is out of the 7th at Colonial Downs. Then we get to the big stakes races, the 3 big stakes races. The Secretariat at a mile on the turf for 3-year-olds. Scratch number 3, Bear River. The 5, Fulmineo, has been scratched there. That's the 5 horse. And the 7, First World War. The 7, First World War. So scratch numbers 3, 5, and 7 out of the Secretariat Stakes. 9th race on the card at Colonial Downs. Frankie Dettori takes over on the 5-2 morning line favorite, Brilliant Birdie, replacing Brian Hernandez, who's staying at Ellis Park. Dettori rides Brilliant Birdie. And then in the 10th race, the Beverly D, scratch number 5, Mission of Joy. The 5, Mission of Joy, is out. Arlington Million, the 11th race, has 6 entered, and they are all 6 going as of this time. No scratches in the Arlington Million. So that's what you got there today, a big racing day at Colonial Downs, the Arlington Million Day. Let's take a look at what happened yesterday then, as we before we move to today. Saratoga yesterday. Let's see. Jonathan Hardoon, his selection in the 2nd race got there. Banned for Life. Banned for Life at Luis Saez paid $8.70 for trainer Al Stahl. And the Jonathan, who picked that horse for us in the 2nd race at Saratoga. D. Wayne Lucas had a winner yesterday. Cold as Hell wins the 3rd with Luis Saez aboard there as well, paying $12.60. And then we move to the stakes races on the card. In the stakes races, the 8th race, the Saratoga Special for 2-year-olds. What a great ride this was by Irad Ortiz Jr. aboard Showcase. Now, Showcase was down on the inside behind the leaders. And when they came to the top of the stretch, Irad, he started making his way through, and he found a little seam that he went through, got around the leader, and ran him down and pulled away in the stretch. Showcase, a big, nice, solid winner in the Saratoga Special. That was Jerry J's picks, by the way, on the show. Showcased wins for Irad Ortiz's 2nd win in a row and Todd Pletcher's 2nd win in a row. So they teamed up to win the 7th race on a nice 2-year-old paying $5.20. Came back in the Saratoga Special with another 2-year-old. Showcase wins that race, and Showcase pays $8.70 for the win. Finishing 2nd was First Resort, who Showcase ran down, and in the race, Smokin' Wicked finished 3rd. There was an inquiry. They took a look at the race, but there was no change in the order of finish, so they get the victory there. Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz, back-to-back wins. Saratoga yesterday, Jerry J's winner. Also had the link up that ran 2nd, First Resort, so that dollar exacta paid $41.75 for Jerry's picks there at Saratoga. The Troy Stakes, decimated by a whole bunch of late scratches at 5.5 furlongs now on the main track. Winner there was Surveillance for Tyler Gaffleone and Wayne Potts, $5 even as the favorite. Outlaw Kid was 2nd, Step Forward was 3rd. And in the Galway Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, which was also decimated by a bunch of late scratches because they moved that from the turf to the main. Winner there was Helena's Forte. Irad Ortiz Jr.'s 3rd win of the day for trainer Phil Bauer. And again, Irad did the same thing he did with Showcase. Ran up on the inside on the rail and squeezed through and got up to win that one as well. Helena's Forte paid $3.20 as the favorite there. Barret was 2nd, and Value Area was 3rd. At Saratoga, of course, they canceled the Pick 6 yesterday at Saratoga because of those 2 races that were transferred from yesterday to today. But they'll have the Pick 6 today. All right, Saratoga. So Irad gets 3 wins, 2 stakes races. And there were some great races yesterday at Saratoga. Really, a couple of great rides by IRAD. All right, at Del Mar, was Chalk City again at Del Mar. First race winner. Had a rail run through the stretch. This horse also came up the rail on the main track. Remember, I was talking about how the rail from the top of the stretch to the wire on the main track and the home stretch was really a good place to be. Well, it was yesterday again. So there she was, ran up the rail and won the first race for Doug O'Neill and Antonio Fresu, paying $360 as the first of the stream of favorites. Second race winner, My Summer Dream for Jeff Mullins, who had a big day yesterday at Del Mar. That was Mullins' first win of the day, 1240 with Juan Hernandez aboard. By the way, Rich Eng's horse, his pick in that race, Mamba on 3, broke through the starting gate and then had to be reloaded in the race, went out for the lead and just faded in the stretch. You might want to take a look at that, maybe bet that horse back. In the third race, For All Mankind wins, Juan Hernandez, second win of the day, $4 even, another favorite there for John Sadler. The fourth race, Jeff Mullins wins, another win there for Nesso's Last Hurrah with Edwin Maldonado as the favorite, paying $620. Then you had the fifth race, which is the Sorrento Stakes for 2-year-old fillies. There, Noni, who was a $1.8 million purchase, and Bob Baffert and Juan Hernandez all got together to win the Sorrento very easily. Noni wins the Sorrento. Was Hernandez's third win of the day, wire to wire in that one as well at 6 furlongs from the rail. $3 even there, outrunning Vaca with a twist. And Casalou finished third. Baffert finished first and third in the Sorrento. Then the sixth race, won by another favorite, Jeweled Shaleha, was, by the way, that was Jonathan Hardoon's pick. Jeweled Shaleha in the sixth race, paying $6 even. Mike McCarthy and Umberto Rispoli. Then we had the seventh race, a 2-year-old maidens, won by Style Cat on the rail, wire to wire, in the 5.5 furlong race on the main. Peter Miller, the trainer there, $720 with the Raylu Gutierrez aboard. Then the yellow ribbon, which was the eighth race on the card. The winner there was Anazet. Again, boy, this mare is just too tough. Anazet wins her third straight Grade 1 race. She is 3 for 3 now on the Del Mar turf course. She wins for Leonard Powell and Umberto Rispoli, paying $2.60. Yes, another favorite. Second in the race was Fuente of Una, that horse, and Uncorked, finishing a dead heat for second in the yellow ribbon. Then we went to the ninth race. Winner there was Golden Sunrise. Ricardo Gonzalez for Andy Mathis, wire to wire on the main track at 5.5 furlongs, and the favorite at paid $680. The 10th and final race won by Queen Maxima, Raylu Gutierrez's second win of the day. Jeff Mullins' third win on the card, paying $13.40. So you could see there were the bias hasn't changed. I mean, it's the speed and the rail on the main. It was just the way it was yesterday. And again, a lot of favorites yesterday at Del Mar. Pick 6 paid $1,025.20. And so that did it at Del Mar. Woodbine had a couple of nice stakes races. The Bison City won by Stormcast. Pat Husbands for Mark Cassie. That horse paid $15.50, outrunning Hurricane Claire and Dancing Duchess. And in the Canadian Stakes, winner there was Full Count Felicia. Rafael Hernandez aboard for Kevin Attard, paying $780, outrunning Millie Girl and Five Towns. Finally, at Canterbury Park, the Minnesota Oaks won by Retired Kathy, $26.20. Chad Lindsay for David Van Winkle. And in the Minnesota Derby, the winner there was Street Warrior Eduardo Gallardo, winning there for Joe Burnt, paying $2.40 as the favorite there. All right, that was yesterday. Time to get started with today. We got our handicappers standing by, Jonathan Hardoon, Rich Eng, John Lindo, and Jerry J. Jonathan and Jerry were the handicapping stars on the show yesterday. Let's keep the mojo going. When we get back, we'll get to your racing menu and then start with our handicappers, so don't go away on your Sunday Race Day show. We'll be right back.
From the South Point studio, the perfect blend of sports.
But I think the Niners are going to wear them down. Detroit Pistons lost their 36 games.
Comedy.
See over-under on that relationship lasting. I'm going to put mayo in the coffee.
Yeah. I am beautiful. And a whole lot of Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Pittsburgh. Join Ryan McCormick.
That's at least 2 picks outside of our own in the first round next year. Oreo.
And host Frank Nicotero.
I look at the clock, I go, ah! Ah!
Oh! Watch Punchlines live at noon every weekday.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Let's take a look at the racing menu for today. And, of course, we remind you the first post times we broadcast on the show in the racing menu each and every day reflect that of the start times in the Pacific time zone. So if you're listening here in Las Vegas, not a problem. We are in the Pacific time zone. If you're listening in the Pacific time zone anywhere, you're all right. But now, for those of you listening to us on many different time zones around the world, we know you're in different time zones, so adjust the first post times on this menu from the Pacific time zone to whatever one you're in so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. We begin the racing menu today with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has an 8-race card today, and their first post time at Laurel is set at 9:25 at Laurel Park today for their 8-race card. Next comes Ellis Park. Ellis Park has 6 stakes races today. They will roll out like this. The 5th race will be the $150,000 R.A. Cowboy Jones Memorial Stakes, 5th on the card. 12 go to the post in that one. 7-5 favorite is Saudi Crown with Florent Garreau aboard. The $275,000 Ellis Derby will be the 6th race on the card at a mile for 3-year-olds. Field of 7 before scratches. Good competitive 7-horse field in this Ellis Park Derby. The lukewarm morning line favorite at 3-1 is Ho Day, with Brian Hernandez aboard. 7th race is the Ellis Park Juvenile for 2-year-olds at 7 furlongs. 9-5 favorite there is Owen Almighty and the field of 7. The 8th race is the debutante for the 2-year-old fillies at 7 furlongs, a field of 10 there before any scratches. 5-2 favorite is Rich City Girl. And then in the Audubon Oaks, the 9th race on the card, 7 furlongs for 3-year-old fillies. 8 go to the post on that one. 8-5 favorite is Tarifa. Tarifa is there today in the Audubon Oaks. Florent Garreau will ride there. And the 10th race is the Groupie Doll Stakes at a mile for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up in a field of 10. The favorite in there at lukewarm is Taxed at 2-1 with Brian Hernandez. You can see why Brian Hernandez is staying at Ellis Park today. But there are 10 races, 6 stakes races today at Ellis, and a first post time at Ellis Park today of 9:50. 9:50 is the first post at Ellis Park today. Pick 6 jackpot carryover there, by the way, is $50,528. All right, Monmouth Park is next. Their feature race is the Incredible Revenge Stakes. That'll be the 5th on the card, 5 furlongs on the turf, and a 10-race card at Monmouth with a first post time of 9:50. Their pick 6 jackpot carryover, $17,008. Monmouth, first post time, 9:50. Gulfstream Park has 10 races. Their pick 6 rainbow jackpot carryover, $151,794. 10 races and a first post time of 9:55. Then we get to Colonial Downs today. Big day of racing at Colonial Downs. They got 12 races today, 7 stakes races. The Petromalo Mile will be the 5th. The Penny Chenery will be the 6th. The Andy Guest will be the 7th. The Van Cleef will be the 8th. Secretariat Stakes is the 9th. The Beverly D is the 10th. And the Arlington Million will be the 11th. 12 races overall at Colonial. We'll get into those stakes races with Jonathan Hardoon in just a moment. Colonial Downs has a first post time for their dozen races today set at 10 a.m. They got a small pick 6 carryover of $733. Woodbine is next, north of the border. They got 10 races today at Woodbine. Woodbine has a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $38,194. Their first post time at Woodbine for their 10-race card is set at 10:05. Saratoga, where they say it's a nice day out there at Saratoga today. First post time is 10:10, 11 races. The scheduled stakes race on the schedule for today at Saratoga is the 8th race, the Mahoney Stakes, at 5.5 furlongs on the Mellon Turf course for 3-year-olds, and they are running on the turf today. That's the 8th race on the card. 11 go to the post before scratches, and the favorite there is Masa Musa at Mansa Musa at 5-2 with Junior Alvarado aboard. Then the two additional stakes races that were transferred to today. The 10th race is the 4-star Dave, Scratch the 2 Master of the Seas. There's 6 going in that one. Favoritism will be between number 6 Ottoman Fleet at 8-5 on the morning line with Flavian Pratt, and Carl Spackler at 9-5 on the morning line with Tyler Gaffleone in what's left 6 horses going in the 4-star Dave at a mile on the inner turf course for 3-year-olds and up. And the 11th race is the $600,000 Grade 1 Saratoga Derby at a mile and 3/16 on the Mellon Turf course for 3-year-olds. 8 go to the post, I should say. No late scratches in that one. Your 5-2 favorite is Legend of Time with Flavian Pratt. First post time at Saratoga is at 10:10 a.m. today. Saratoga, 10:10. Canterbury Park. They've got 8 races today. Their first post time is 11:10 at Canterbury Park. Then we have Hawthorne Racecourse. They've got 10 races at Hawthorne, and a first post time at Hawthorne Racecourse today at 12:10 at Hawthorne today. Emerald Downs has 11 races, 4 stakes races today at Emerald Downs. They are the Muckleshoot Derby. Honestly, that's the name of the race, the Muckleshoot Derby, which is the 6th race on the card for 3-year-olds at a mile and 16th. The favorite there at 3-1 is Tougher Than the Rest. Then you have the Emerald Distaff. That's the 7th on the card, 9 to the post before scratches. 5-2 favorite is Aloha Breeze. The Washington Oaks will be the 8th race for 3-year-old fillies at a mile and 16th. 11 before scratches in that one. And the 3-1 lukewarm morning line favorite is Arctic Breeze. And then the big race, the $150,000 Long Acres Mile at a mile on the main for 3-year-olds and up. 12 go to the post in that one before any scratches. 5-2 favorite there is 5-star General, with Joey Bravo going to Emerald Downs to ride today in the Long Acres Mile. First post time at Emerald Downs today is at 1:30 at Emerald Downs. They have a regular pick 6 carryover of $4,040. Santa Rosa is next, Northern California Racing Fair, the only Northern California Racing Fair with a turf course. And the turf races today will be the 6th and the 8th races out of the 8-race card. First post time at Santa Rosa set at 1:45. Pick 6 carryover, regular pick 6 carryover, $2,734 Santa Rosa. First post time again, 1:45. Then we got to Del Mar in Southern California where the turf meets the surf. 10 races today at Chalk City. Well, at least it was yesterday. 2 o'clock first post time there at Del Mar. Feature race today is the Best Pal. It'll come early in the card because of big favorite there. The 3rd race on the card is the Best Pal for 2-year-olds at 6 furlongs. 5 go to the post. The big favorite is Getaway Car, 3-5 with Juan Hernandez aboard. This 2-year-old really had a jaw-dropping debut under the Bob Baffert tutelage there, and that's the favorite in the Best Pal. 10 races today at Del Mar. First post time is at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then we get the Prairie Meadows. Prairie Meadows has 10 races. First 3 races will be quarter horses. The last 7 will be thoroughbreds. Prairie Meadows has a first post time of 2 o'clock today, 2 o'clock at Prairie Meadows, with a pick 5 jackpot carryover of $16,356 and a super high 5 jackpot carryover of $20,349. 2 o'clock first post there. And then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos, where they'll seed the pick 6 pot at Los Al with $10,000. So $10,000 is sitting in the regular pick 6 at Los Alamitos tonight. 7 o'clock is the first post time. 2 thoroughbreds, 3 mixed breed, 4 quarter horse races make up the 9-race card at Los Al. 7 o'clock first post. Okay, that's the field. That's the fields, and the racing menu for today. Now let's get to capless Jonathan Hardoon. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
So you ripped off that cap yesterday, and you said that might have been your jinx, and you had 2 winners, 2 picks and 2 winners for us yesterday. So I guess the fire department was out at your place yesterday burning the rest of your caps.
It's a temporary stance. We'll be back with the caps shortly.
Okay. Anything happened yesterday that what a ride IRAD gave with in that feature race for the 2-year-olds yesterday at Saratoga, huh?
He was loaded with the horse and nowhere to go. He had to bully his way out. It would have been a terrible thing if they took him down. He was clearly the best horse in the race, and he got out. Listen, he had no choice. It was either clip heels with the horse in front of him or bully your way out, and he bullied his way out, and cooler heads prevailed, and there was no DQ.
Well, you're right. He did bully his way through, but he didn't impede any of the horses so much that it affected the finish.
No.
And these were 2-year-olds, so we got to keep that in mind too. They get a little more leniency with the 2-year-olds. That's for sure. All right. Well, and what about that chalk fest at Del Mar yesterday? You like that?
It was crazy. I mean, it's just, I don't know. You get either crazy results or horses that are too long that you can't figure out, or horses that are too short you don't want to play at short prices. But that's what it was. Hopefully things will start to even out. Track was a little fairer, I thought, yesterday than the previous day, but you still wanted to be inside, and you certainly still wanted to have speed.
Well, the 2 stakes races, I think, were impressive wins. Nooney just kind of put away the field, a short field for 2-year-old fillies in the Sorrento. And after paying $1.8 million for this horse, the owners got to start making back their money right away. Bob Baffert finished 1st and 3rd in that Sorrento. And then, of course, in the Yellow Ribbon, what can you say about Anazet? She is just so good right now. And she'll be a force to beat in the Breeders' Cup on the turf.
Especially at Del Mar. I mean, obviously she likes that course, and that's where they'll be running the Breeders' Cup this year, so she may have an edge. But again, you have to deal with those Charles Appleby and other European horses that ship in.
Well, talking about some European horses, etc., Colonial Downs finally gets the Arlington Million card on today. The original card that was drawn for Saturday, and after the cancellations of 3 days there, Colonial Downs, we're getting it underway again. And Colonial Downs has 12 races today. And I believe only 3 races are on the main track. The rest are on the turf, so they had to make sure the turf course was in good shape. 7 stakes races. And a quick thumbnail look at those real quick. The Petramalo Mile will be the 5th race on the card. They scratched the 4-horse, but in the race, Hades is the 9-5 favorite with Paco Lopez.
Yeah, and deservedly so. By the way, you were talking about Joe Bravo riding at Emerald Downs. He's scheduled to ride the 7-horse in their Awesome Ruta. So I would look to see where, if he opted to go to Colonial or Emerald Downs, not quite sure. But Hades is certainly the horse to beat in there.
Yeah, I Joey's a great rider, but I don't think he can make those 2 mounts in time. So he's going to have to choose between 1 or 2. It was just kind of unusual to see him on a horse at Emerald Downs, but it was the Longacres Mile. We'll wait and see about that. The next race is the Penny Chenery, of course, after the owner of the famous horse, Secretariat. This is for 3-year-old fillies at 7 furlongs in a field of 8. No late scratches there yet. This looks like a pretty competitive, wide-open race, although Pure Lure is the 5-2 favorite with Trevor McCarthy.
Yeah, this is one of those races that are on the dirt there. Like you said, most of the races at Colonial are run on the turf. The 5 Cap Classic, Brittany Russell is 6 for 15 at the meet. Her husband, Sheldon Russell, rides. I think they're the horse to beat.
All right. When they go there, they're going there with ready to win races, that's for sure. Cape Classique, the 5-horse in the Penny Chenery, the 6th at Colonial Downs. All right, now the 7th race is called the Andy Guest Stakes at 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Scratch the 1, Love Appeals. That'll leave a field of 7. 8-5 favorite there is Beauty of the Sea again, and Paco Lopez is the rider there.
Yeah, how happy are the jockeys at Monmouth? Paco Lopez will be at Downs today. He only wins about 4 or 5 races a day there, so I'm sure they had no problem driving him to the airport. There's a couple of interesting horses in here, Ralph. Number 3, Hollywood Walk, had 2 wins over the Colonial turf course, and she's listed at 12-1 on the morning line. Wow. And then take a look at the 8-horse Shambo. 10 starts, 5 wins, 3 seconds, all at Colonial. 4 for 8 at Colonial with 3 seconds. So 8 starts and finished off the board once. And that horse is also listed at somewhat of a price. I like the 3 and 8 there.
So in other words, you like the horses for courses that have performed well on that course, and that would be the 3 Hollywood Walk and the 8 Shambo. All right, now we go to the 8th race, the Van Cleef at 5.5 furlongs on the turf for 3-year-olds and up, an overflow field, a full field of 12 there with no late scratches as of yet. This is a wide open race, but you got Mischief Magic at 5-2 with Mr. William Buick aboard, and you know what that means.
Yeah, 8 for 16 lifetime, earned over close to $700,000. It's Charles Appleby, certainly the horse to beat.
Yep, Appleby shows up with Mischief Magic in that one. Then we get to the big races, the $500,000 Secretariat at a mile on the turf for 3-year-olds. As I say, Frankie Dettori is now riding the 1 Brilliant Birdie, scratched the 3 Bear River, the 5 Full Me Neo, and the 7-horse First World War, leaving a field of 6 in the Secretariat.
Brilliant Birdie, the horse to beat, has the advantage of breaking from the inside. He's won 3 in a row, and he's going to make it 4 today.
All right. I talked to quite a few people like Tricaria in that race as well. The Tricaria will be the outside horse, number 9.
Okay, he's got a shot. He was also cross-entered. They scratched him in New York to run here, and yeah, he's got a shot, but the one is certainly the horse to beat.
All right, you got it. 10th race, the Beverly D, named after, of course, Mrs. Duchessois, who owned at one time Arlington Park. The Beverly D, a mile and 3/16 on the turf, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. A small field of 5 because you can scratch the 5 Mission of Joy. And in this race, the 9-5 favorite is Moira, with Jose Ortiz aboard. Of course, she was the Canadian Horse of the Year a couple of years ago.
She was scratched yesterday out of their big stake race to come here and run here. It's a 2-horse race. The 4 Fev Rover, the 6 Mariah, those 2 horses just slay over the rest of them. It's only 5 horses in the race, not going to pay much, but it is going to be an exacta 4-6-6-4.
Yeah, an exacta box looks like the 4-6-6-4. And then we get to the $1 million Arlington Million, the very first $1 million race ever in America. A mile and a quarter on the turf for 3-year-olds and up. Since Arlington Park is no longer, they're running this race at Colonial Downs along with the Beverly D and the Secretariat. You have 6 going in this $1 million race. Nation's Pride is 8-5 with Mr. Buick, and you know those connections again.
Certainly the horse to beat, earned over $2.8 million. This race really used to be one of those prestigious races that they run in the summer. Unfortunately, when it was at Arlington Park, the last couple of years since Arlington closed, not the glim and glamour that it used to be, but the 4 Nations Pride, certainly the horse to beat, only 6 horses showing up.
All right, and of course, that's the Appleby and Godolphin connection again, right?
That's it.
Right. Let's now go to Saratoga and Del Mar for your selections off of 2 wins out of 2 picks yesterday. If you have any thought about the 4-Star Dave or the Saratoga Derby, you can give it to me, and then we'll get the picks.
Okay, well, the Saratoga Derby, you have 2 late scratches there, the 7 and 8. And actually, I love the 7 horse, so she's out. He's out, I should say. A wide open race now, no real strong opinion. Slight edge to the 3 Royal Majesty at the price. And as far as the 10th race going backwards, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I like more than looks here. I like a cold number. Outman Fleet and the race out at Saratoga.
All right, and at Del Mar?
The race out at Saratoga.
All right, and at Del Mar?
At Del Mar, we have a price play for you, Ralph. 9th race today, 5.5 furlongs on the main track, full field of 12. And I like the number 2 horse in here, Man Overboard. 4-year-old gelding from the Steve Knapp barn. This horse has his last 5 races, 2 of them were sprinting on the dirt. Either one of those races are good enough to get the job done here. The other races were either distant races or turf races. So reading between the lines, looking at his last 2 sprint races, gives him a heck of a shot. Again, 20-1 on the morning line. Number 2, Man Overboard, upsets and wins today's 9th race out at Del Mar.
All right, at the beach. He's got the 9th racehorse, number 2, Man Overboard. The 2 at 20-1 on the morning line. Oh, Jonathan, if you get this one home for us, your caps are history. All right, you got full sheets, by the way, for Saratoga, Del Mar, and Colonial Downs today, right?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe. Be well.
You too, my man. And we will cut to our break, and we'll come back. We still got our 3 handicappers left, and that is, of course, Richie, John, and Jerry. Don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going, every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. For years, Tunnel to Towers has demonstrated a commitment to first responders and military families. They've paid off mortgages and built specially adapted smart homes. Now the foundation is expanding its mission to eradicate veteran homelessness. Please give our veterans a chance to reclaim their dignity by donating at t2t.org.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Okay, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Now let's go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, Richie, I know that you spent time at Arlington Park, and of course, now the big races, the big Arlington Million, and those big races that were once at Arlington Park, now at Colonial Downs. Do you have a thought about any of those races, the Arlington Million?
Well, I'm kind of interested in a horse called Talk of the Nation, only the fact that has a possible pace advantage and the fact that it might be lone speed. I know the distance is kind of hard for the horse, but sometimes you get brave on the front end. Pletcher sends the horse out, Talk of the Nation. Let's see how good we can get that one.
All right. We want to remind everybody that your selections for Del Mar, the full sheet at Del Mar is available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites, and we'll cut right to the chase and get some picks. I understand you got 2 picks for us today.
Yeah, the races are so great from coast to coast. I wanted to give a second pick. Let's go to Ellis Park first, race number 7. It's the Ellis Park Juvenile. And a horse that I put in my horses to watch list is the number 4, Politically Correct, 3-1 in the morning line. This is the third choice in the wagering, but I wrote a note saying this horse is begging for more distance and won the Bashford Manor really nicely. So the 4, Politically Correct in the 7th. And my Del Mar pick will be in race number 4, Ralph. It's a mile and a 16th on the turf. The number 3, Royal Chatter, won the U.S. debut in April and now comes back. And my note and my horses to watch, my stable mail is this is a future stakes horse. And if this horse runs as well today as back in April, this horse will just run over the top of him. So it's the 3, Royal Charter, race 4.
All right, Del Mar's 4th race, number 3, Royal Charter. The 3, Royal Charter with Mike Smith, who celebrated his 59th birthday yesterday. Maybe he can get a delayed birthday present today. In the 4th race, the 3 is the play. Don't forget, full sheet for Del Mar, Richie has at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. And because we're kind of pushing it, Richie, we will wrap it up by just saying you're right. Great racing cards today at Saratoga, Del Mar, Ellis Park, and Colonial Downs. It's going to be a fun Sunday of racing, that's for sure. And, of course, we'll recap it all and look ahead to next week on our Wednesday show with Richie. And, of course, a little bit of what happens this weekend in the NFL preseason as well, Richie. Thanks a lot, my man. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I mean, we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Hey, thanks, John. Good luck, everybody.
John and Jerry next. We'll be right back.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rockin' dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grandview Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grandview Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grandview Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
The traditional $2 Pick Six at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. And when there's not a Pick Six carryover on Sunday nights, we'll add $10,000 to the Pick Six pool. Every Sunday night, we'll have either a Pick Six carryover or the 10,000 Pick Six promo, leading to gigantic total pools, like the $286,000 pool on May 19th and over $269,000 on June 8th. The traditional $2 Pick Six. A great bet, a great deal. Always at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, back to wrap up this Sunday show on the Race Day Las Vegas Network here at the South Point Studios, streaming at YouTube. Don't forget, go to YouTube and then get to us and then subscribe, and then you can do all the chatting. Chat is happening today, but we're really busy on the show. But I want to remind everybody that we will be reflecting on the chat on future shows as well. As far as some other jockey changes, because they transferred the Colonial Downs races, the Arlington Million, to today, jockey Jose Ortiz and jockey Julien Le-Perrot will be riding at Colonial Downs today. They have replacement jockeys for their mounts at Saratoga. Now we go to John Lindo, standing by in Southern California. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Great day of racing, man. We got Del Mar, Saratoga, Colonial Downs, and Ellis Park's got some great. It's just a great racing day today. It's almost like a horse player holiday.
Well, we're catching up for the weather, and it left us with a pretty good Sunday of racing.
Well, I tell you what happened on a Saturday of racing at the beach. You had horses that were paying not enough to get any cocktail at the bar at Del Mar.
Well, you know, like John Hardoon said, either it seems very chalky, or you find something, you just shake your head and go, "What was that?" But a little more semblance to normal yesterday, and you know, we had small fields in the 2 stakes races, both won by favorites, so it happens sometimes.
Boy, I'll tell you what, those horses on the main track, rolling up on the rail and on the main track through the stretch and being close to the lead is still the place to be.
Yeah, and one change though, Ralph, they had 2 5-furlong turf sprints yesterday, and they were both won from far off the pace. Yeah. We haven't seen a lot of that, so maybe that part of it is changing.
Yeah. John, I know that you might have a thought or two about any of the races at Colonial Downs or Saratoga, and so we'll get that real quick from you and get a couple of picks.
Just in general, I'm going to root for Hector Barrios on the road today. He's riding Nadette in the Beverly D at Colonial Downs. So he was supposed to ride at Del Mar today, but obviously with a change in dates, he picked up a couple of mounts yesterday. He's on the road at Colonial today, so we'll root for the home team. Neil Drysdale trains Nadette. Okay, well, we will take a look at that. And now we'll get to your selection at Del Mar, reminding everybody that John Lindo's selections, the Lindo Report, covering all of Del Mar for today, the picks, suggested late pick for, and all the goodie information available only in one place here in Las Vegas. That's here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge here because they love horse players. John, Del Mar. How about a single in the early pick 5? In race number 5, number 9, Hot Girl Walk, missed a break in her debut. Made a good middle move all wide against the inside speed bikes you talk about at Del Mar. Ran a clear second against the same kind of horses on opening day. Trainer Carla Gain, her youngsters improved with racing. With a clean break, I expect more early speed. Just 5-2 in the program, but I think a really useful single in the pick 5. Number 9, Hot Girl Walk, race number 5, Del Mar.
All right, the 9 horse in the 5th race is your selection off the Lindo Report. And, John, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You put that pick that you had last night at Del Mar on the horses to watch list. This horse is going to win back. Horrible trip.
Yeah, Gervin Gal got caught about 9 wider on the far turn. Probably got beat 2 lengths, and
she was coming.
Might have been best. Did miss the break. We didn't have a whole lot of luck there at 8-1, Ralph.
No, we didn't. Lindo Report next week.
Yeah, we'll do for sure Del Mar Thursday through Sunday, Saratoga next Saturday, depending on weather. And we'll look at the weather on Wednesday for Saratoga as well.
You got it. Thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.
All right. Good luck today.
Let's go to Jerry Jacovitz, who was the handicapping star yesterday. 2 picks, and one of them a nice win at Saratoga, and that exacta with the link-up paid handsome, over $40 for a buck, Jerry. Good morning.
That was surprising. I mean, I was figuring we would get 2-1 on them, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the showcase paid $8.70 to win, and the $1 exacta paid $41.25. That's
well, they got crazy about the bettors got crazy about the wrong horse, and that's what happens. The money piles in here. That's when we get an overlay. That's what we're playing for.
Yeah, we're looking for value. We're looking for some more value today, Jerry. So we'll get started. Where are we going first?
Okay, let's go to Saratoga. Let's go to the 4th race.
Okay.
Number 6, Coquito from Rudy Rodriguez's barn. Gets Flavian Pratt up, which is interesting. He's staying with him. Mm-hmm. This horse raced very evenly and is dropping down from his last race. But what is tricky about it is that he was against the bias. I mean, she was against the bias last time out. And I think we can expect this horse to make a forward move today. And at this maiden 20, she could be very difficult for the competition here. So I'm going to take the 6 at 6-1.
Okay.
Make a good win place bet here. And then play the 6 over 4, 5, 7, 9. And do my reverses.
Okay. Now, 4, 5, 7, 9. You like the 6 Coquito as your feature play on your sheet as well. And of course, for all the reasons why you said. Link-ups are 4, 5, 7, and 9. 4, 5, 7, 9 with the 6. And Jonathan Hardoon landed on the same horse you did. So I get a gambler's, selector's, good housekeeping seal of approval on this one. The 6 in the 4th race, your link-ups are 4, 5, 7, and 9, and reverse. What about Del Mar?
Hey, wait, I got to do a costume change first.
Okay. So you went from the Giants to the Raiders. Okay.
Saratoga's Giants. Okay. Del Mar, we go back to the Raiders.
All right, I get it. I said it's a theme change. I see.
Right.
The Giants and the New York and the Raiders in Southern California. Although the Raiders are here now, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
We're on we're sort of west, close to the West Coast.
All right, go ahead. Give me a pick.
Pretty far west here. All right, let's go to the 4th race at Del Mar as well. Mm-hmm. I love this horse. He's only 5-2, which is kind of a close price. But if it stays 2-1 or better, I can really make a good win bet here on Royal Charter, the 3 horse for Leonard Powell.
Mm-hmm.
Second time over the U.S. I mean, he just came off a nice lap and ran so easy, and clearly didn't run as fast as she ran in her best races in France. I think this horse is on the improve right now. I'll take the 3 over the 4, 5, 6, and 9. Do my reverses, but I'm all about the 3 if we can get 2-1 or better. Royal Charter in the race number 4.
All right, we got another player's good housekeeping seal of approval for this one as well, because our handicapper Rich Eng loved this horse as well on the show. So you and Richie get the 3 horse, the 3 Royal Charter in the 4th race. Your link-ups are numbers 4, 5, 6, and 9, and reverse. And of course, the 3 is the key in the 4th race. So we got Jerry and our handicappers, 2 other handicappers landing on the same horse. That's always good stuff. Jerry J's Power Page for Del Mar and Saratoga available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. All right, Jerry?
Right. The main thing, though, remember, is the price. Don't take it if it's too low.
Well, all I got to tell you, yesterday at Del Mar, out of the 10 races, 8 of them were favorites anyhow, so we might as well take what we can get as far as a winner, that's for sure. All right.
Real quickly, Ralph.
You got to do it quick.
Sometimes you have to go 0 for 8 because you can't bet at value.
Okay, you got it. The only thing left is what you have to say, so go ahead and say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.